Thank you so much for being with us. This is BroTalk, and today we're going to change the format a little bit. So we're excited. We're going to do a quick Q&A, questions related to the world of dating, and obviously in today's day. We got 20 to 28 questions ready. We're going to ask the question. He's going to answer. He's going to have 2 minutes to answer it. His personal thoughts and his philosophy on the question. I'll do the same, and we're going to go back and forth. You guys are going to get to listen to our conversations. Like this video, share this video, and put in the comments your ideas, your philosophy. We also want to hear it, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, so I got some questions here that I wrote down that I found on like a mix of online, Google, ChatGPT, a whole mix. You ready? Okay, so you're going to go first. I'm going to time you, okay? 2 minutes and then per question. And I'll time myself as well, okay? Okay, first question. Is traditional dating dead? Yes or no, and why?
When it comes to traditional dating, I believe it depends on who you're going to date.
Okay.
I believe if you're talking about the average person that's usually secular, yes, it is dead. Traditional dating. You can't expect traditional values from somebody, but still want to be modern in certain ways, right? It doesn't, I mean, you can hold the balance of certain things, but it just doesn't work that way, right? I don't think traditional dating that's the question, right?
Yes.
It's dead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's dead because that all depends on the core values that each person has. For example, if you happen to, and this usually happens with like religious persons. If you're a Jew, if you follow Islam, Christian, or you're Orthodox, stuff like that, you would mostly uphold those traditional values, and you would try to look for a guy or a girl that has those traditional values as well, and you guys would be compatible in a sense, right? So I don't think it's dead, but if we're talking about just the average American, I believe majority of America is secular. In today's society, if we're talking about them, then I would say traditional dating is dead. Because I believe it's a lot because of social media and what it portrays, how it influences people. How it's, in my opinion, how it's influenced the women on their behavior, on what they want, on not needing men and stuff like that. And that's not a traditional value that I guess maybe a traditional man that's secular, that's looking for that into a woman, that's not something he would want to have in a woman.
All right. Is that your concluding thought? Your concluding thought?
We'll see.
Because that's 2 minutes, okay? All right, I'm going to time myself now. Okay, so in regards to me, I would say, no, first of all, I don't think traditional dating is dead. But what I would focus more on is if you want to date someone or you want to have that traditional dating life or that vibe, it's only dead if you say it's dead. Right? Or you surround yourself with people who don't see or who don't think that way or don't want that, right? So, and a lot of times I sometimes read questions like, oh, is this dead? Is this dead? Is this alive? Right? It's like, it will be alive if you make sure that it stays alive, right? Or you make sure, right? You have to make sure. So if you really want that, you have to find the right people, the right environment, right? Maybe you might have to change your beliefs a little bit. If you truly want, if you see that, like, I value that and I want that for my family, for myself, I want to date someone the traditional way. And again, that definition is very subjective. What does it mean? What does traditional dating even mean? I think that
woman stays at home, man works.
Oh, so okay, so that's your definition. That's fine. That's fine, right? Then if that's your definition of traditional dating and then eventually into traditional marriage, then you need to go find people who are going to have the same values. It's that simple. But what's happening is that today we have so much more options and so much more avenues to meet a lot more people who are maybe not the same like-minded or have the same mentality as you, right? And there's so many people and so many things to choose from, so much access that people get lost, right? That people get lost. I think man and woman needs to just go back, say what's important for me, really be honest with yourself. Is this important for me or not? And then if it is, go find the people, go find that group, that community that thinks as you. Go join them and go do it and be happy. Very simple.
Can I say something?
Yes. Wow, I just stopped. Go.
When it comes to that,
1 minute. Go. Okay.
I believe you're viewing it from a very individual perspective. Yes, you're 100% right. If you want something, you go get it. I want traditionalism, whatever that is, you're going to go seek for it. You want something more modern, you'll go seek for it. Well, I believe the question was more referring to the average, let's just say American, right?
Mm-hmm.
The average, what our society looks like today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, with the stubbornness and the social media influence that is happening, and the people that these single people look up to,
mm-hmm.
and feminism.
Are you anti-feminism or pro-feminism?
It depends what you're going to define feminism as.
Feminism is just helping or giving women the right to have equality. Really, that's what it really is.
Well, yeah, no, I mean...
So you are a feminist?
I'm an ultra-feminist when it comes...
I'm going to give you the exact definition. Ready? Exact definition of feminism. Ready? Feminism definition. Here goes. Ready? Yeah, I was right. The advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes. So you're basically saying women are equal to men and we have all the same rights.
I mean, yeah, I'm not in disagreement with that.
But I think you're talking about the extreme.
Or I'm talking about the
version of feminism, maybe.
Right, where they've... Okay, be a feminist. I'm a feminist. I want equal rights for women and men. Either way, nowadays we have equality, and it's not equality in everything. I believe women have more equality than men when it comes to signing up for the what's it called when you sign up when we were 18 and we signed up for the draft, in case like we would have to go to war and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, if there's war, they draft you.
They draft you, right? And who only has to sign up for that? Men, not women, right? So that's an inequality in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily something that I disagree with. I'm not arguing that women should sign up for that, but I'm just narrowing it down to, is it equal or not? Right? It's not equal. So I don't believe women should even go to war, but that's just a whole different topic.
Yeah, how do we get from
yeah
to that?
What I was saying is just I believe as a general thing, not an individual thing, as a general thing with how society is running and how social media has influenced these people. That's why I would say as an overall it's dead. But if you as an individual want to go seek for it and get what you want, then yeah, it wouldn't be dead.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right, second question. You ready? Do men and women really want different things in relationships? Are we fundamentally different in our desires, or are these stereotypes outdated? Again, do men and women really want different things in relationships?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. 2 minutes. Oh, okay. You did that. Okay.
No, yes. If you're a big believer in the Bible, then the Bible says it exactly. I believe... Well, we're going to argue about the Old or New Testament. I don't know where it falls.
What's the text?
I don't know where the text is at, but I know that it says that men want respect and women want love.
No, there is no Bible text.
Yes, there is in the New Testament.
There is?
Yes, 100%.
All right, keep talking, and I'm going to do the research.
I know, but I believe, regardless if it's in the Bible or not, I believe it's biologically in us. The way guys see love is through respect, and the way women see love is through love, right? Through actions, through words of affirmations, through gifts. While men don't really, not that they don't really want that, they don't really seek for it. I think men really value respect, and if you're able to provide that profound respect for your partner, then, or maybe this is just a me thing, but I believe as an overall men just desire respect, and that is their love language. While not that women don't desire respect as well, they do, but to the same extent men do, I don't think so. And when it comes to love, women really value like love as you showing them in words, giving them gifts, or expressing it in different ways, either, like I said, words of affirmations or acts of service. Doing those type of stuff is definitely more of a love language for them.
Okay. I just want to see. Yeah, you have 5 seconds left. So there's a text that says similar to what you said, but not exactly what you said. So it's in Ephesians chapter 5:33, right? Supposedly the Apostle Paul, he says here, however, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. So it's close to an idea with what you were saying. So Paul is saying for a marriage to work, the woman must respect her husband, but the man, you got to love your wife as you love yourself.
Right, exactly. So why? Because that's, I would say, a deficiency each sex has. Sometimes men tend to not show enough love, and sometimes women tend to not show enough respect. And when that's our love language and you want to work something out, you must show that profoundly to each partner.
Interesting perspective. Okay, let me put 2 minutes for myself. So do men and women really want different things in relationships? I definitely agree with what you're saying, that men, I think, feel more love, or they really need respect in a relationship, and women just need love. I've also speaking to a lot of different women. Another big thing that I've noticed that they say is they want stability, right?
Security.
Security. Yes. That's a better word. Security, stability in the marriage or in the relationship with plata, dinero. That's kidding. But they want to feel that, right? They want a partner who's predictable, because when something's predictable, you know what's going to happen. You feel safe, right? Especially when it becomes something more serious. A lot of times during the dating, you want the partner to be unpredictable.
Yes, fun. Predictable when it comes to like the safety of it. Yes. Unpredictable when it comes to like certain maybe gifts or the fun of it. Yeah.
And I think another thing that, other than what men want, is respect. Men also want, and again, I'm not saying all men, but a lot of times I've also heard men say that they want to be the leader. Yes, they want respect, but they also want the wife or the girlfriend to like be in awe of them, or like to really trust them, right? Like, I trust you so much that whatever decision you make or what you're thinking, I know it's for the better of the family or of us, right? And a man wants to feel like, yeah, I got this, right? I'm the provider, either financially or maybe in other ways, because you can provide other than financially, right? To a person or to a family.
Mentally, emotionally,
for the kids, you're there for them. So these are other things other than respect and love, I think, are the most common ones I've heard. But then the next one has been like security and awe, or like, trust. Okay, next, ready? Okay, wait, let me stop this.
No, but you're 100% right.
Next question. Should finances be a priority in dating?
Should finances be a priority in
dating? Dating, not marriage, dating.
I mean, you can argue yes and no, right? Sometimes if you really want to fall in love with a person, you don't look at their finances, right? When we grew up as children and you have your first love, that's not the first thing you looked at. Maybe because that's not something you knew. And you really, really fall in love, right? And you might not even know what love is, but it's a feeling that you get. And that's not even knowing the finances behind it. But assuming that we're all grown adults and we've gone through experiences already, it depends the age, but usually the average person, I would say, and maybe for myself, I would also say, yes, it matters. Something you have to bring up. What are your goals? What are you trying to aim for in the future? Or you would have to ask her, do you want to build something with me? right? Or does the woman want to just jump into a boat, or vice versa as well, of an empire already built? And because at the end of the day, I would always have to say yes, because finances is good. It's not the most, I don't know if it's the most or not the most important part of the relationship, but it's going to play such a big role that you want to avoid any type of those type of problems, because a lot of that could bring into stress, into divorces. And I know I'm going ahead because we're talking about just dating.
Yeah, we're talking about dating, yeah.
But you definitely want to be able to plan during your dating time. What are your goals? What are you trying to aim towards? And depending on if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, as a man, do you want her to work with you, or you want to just work yourself? Is where you guys could evaluate to see if you know, both of you go stand, next to each other and make it happen. If not,
okay, good. Okay, what I'm gonna say is this. So I'm gonna try to stick to just dating. Is dating? Wait, what was the question? Is dating during the dating is a priority
in dating?
During dating? So obviously, if you're dating someone and they're not good with money, I'm not saying go leave them right now, or they suck as a person. Obviously, right? You could be really bad at something, but you could be great in other things. Maybe all those other things surpass this, right? But what I would say, right, like, before I got married, during the first month that we started dating, I asked her, hey, what are your finances? What are your debts? What are your goals? Like, are you trying to invest? Like, I just wanted to get a picture to see, first of all, I wanted to see, can this person learn financial education? Well, like what I'm learning. Are they willing to learn, right? Are they moldable in regards to in regards to the finances, and being open-minded about other investments or other ways of saving money and doing stuff, right? Also, when you see someone's finances, you see, how did they make this decision? How did they make this financial decision? Was it out of ignorance? Did they actually try? Was it emotional? Was it logical? Right? And obviously, I'm not saying that you're going to base the whole relationship based off this, but you can get good ideas of a green flag or a red flag of the person during the dating, seeing how they spend their money, how they save, what are they doing with their finances? Like, how do they categorize that in their head, and what are they actually doing, right? So I think during the first month, right, once you start dating, just get an idea of what they're doing in that world. And then you have to be honest with yourself. What is your job, or what is your career? What is their job? What is their career? And just like you said, even though money, and that's not the biggest thing in a relationship, but it's going to play such a huge role that a lot of the times money is the number one stressor that makes relationships or divorces happen. So I'll just end with this thought. A lot of the times, yes, it's not the most important thing, but it's going to be such a big thing. You want to make sure that you guys are on the same boat, or at least close to it.
Yeah.
So when things get more serious and expenses become bigger, because it's going to happen, you guys are on the same boat. That's it.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Is dating just a numbers game? Is it all about swiping and statistics, or is there more depth behind finding the one? Is dating just a numbers game?
I don't understand that question. What do you mean by just a numbers game?
Like,
by the amount of people you date?
Yeah, it's talking about, like, the more people you see. From the way I'm understanding this question, for me, the way I'm understanding, is dating really just about the more people you go out with, eventually you'll find the one? Is it about dating more people and you'll get to the one? Or is that about numbers and it's just about quality and maybe seeing less people, but you can get to the one quicker without seeing so many people?
I believe everyone's experience would be different.
Okay, continue on that thought.
Some people experience, they might not be so lucky. They might be in a geographical area in the world that men aren't really looking for that, or the men that are around there aren't really looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would require them to go on more dates. While a person that's in a better area or maybe more closed in, away from the city, I would assume, type area, could go on less dates and find the quality of person they want to find.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that was quick. You still had 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Okay. My answers are precise and short.
So I would say, I think for some people, they need to date a lot. Other people, they don't need to date. Like I've heard stories of the first person they went out with is the person they married. Other people, they had to go through 70 people before they found the one, right? So
depends but it just depends the type of baggage you're bringing too.
Yeah, definitely. Like your family baggage, your own personal baggage, right? Obviously, you have to put yourself out there. And if you are trying to get married or you're trying to get something serious, right? Then I do think it is about, okay, then you have to go out as much as you can.
Yeah.
Right? But during those dates, you got to take them serious and make sure that they're quality. So then you can really make a decision and say, this person was not the right person. This is a potential, and this is definitely, this is the one. I found the person.
And even before going on that date, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. But even before you go on the date, you kind of have to it just all depends. Like, I'm looking at it from, I know you already, and like I know what you want. Like, let's say we're in a group gathering or we happen to meet each other at a party, and I could tell what you want.
Yeah.
So I already know what you want. We're not going to go on a date because you just want to play around.
Yeah.
But I also have to be realistic. Some people just do it through dating apps and you don't know. So you would have to figure it out on the first date. Hey, like, what do you want?
100%.
Do you want long-term, short-term, stuff like that?
And there's specific questions you could say during the conversation to kind of weed people out. I'm not going to go through it now, but I think we should definitely do an episode on that.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, next one. Does dating within your league matter? How much should physical attraction and perceived attractiveness impact compatibility? Does dating within your league matter?
Does dating within your league matter? To a certain extent.
Okay.
You gotta be realistic with yourself. None of us are 10s. We all have flaws. Some people are more genetically gifted than others. And but listen, if you like a girl a lot and she's willing to give you the chance, looking at it from a guy's perspective, and she's willing to give you a chance, even if she's out of your league, you might have a chance. You might as well try. And listen, you never know. She might find you attractive. Attractiveness is very subjective.
Extremely, yes.
So it's like, only because you might be ugly to the average or whatever we see as attractive doesn't mean you're going to be unattractive for the woman that is out of your league but looking at you and finds you super attractive.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's very subjective. So maybe it doesn't matter, but it just all depends like on what else you could provide. Like, attractiveness is just like the first thing.
Yeah, and
that attracts. Oh, you're pretty. I'm attracted to you. I want to get to know you. That's like the first step.
Okay. My answer to that is, for me, I don't think it really matters. I hate these labels within your league. That girl, that guy's outside your league. You don't know that.
Thank you.
You don't know that, right? Like I hate talking about this stuff because it's like you gotta try because you never know.
Yeah, you never know. It's so subjective,
right? You never know, right? And like you said, physical attractiveness. What's the expression? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
Again, it really depends who's looking at you, right? But again, maybe yes, they could be so beautiful, but you bring everything else.
Right.
But then you realize maybe, hey, this guy or this woman, even though they're beautiful, good looking, but they got nothing else to them. There's no depth.
Everyone has like a certain different type.
100%, yes. And also, everyone has their type as well.
Yeah.
Also, I think when you start thinking, oh, they're out of my league, it brings your confidence down, right?
Yeah.
And you're not as confident, and it makes you look at the world like, oh, there's hierarchy, there's levels. I mean, obviously, maybe within a career, there's certain levels, but you shouldn't look at the world as a victim or like, hey, I don't belong there. No, if you really want something, try it. Listen, it doesn't mean you'll get it, you'll get her or him, but you gotta try. And I don't like these things that bring you down. No, forget all that stuff. You do the best you can to look good.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Physically and internally, and shoot your shot. Let's see what happens.
I agree.
Excellent. Okay, next, ready? Is ghosting a valid way to end things? Is ghosting justified under some circumstances, or is it always wrong?
It's only valid under circumstances of, like, I would say, danger, or like you're getting to know somebody and you don't want to do anything with them anymore, or like you just not feeling them, or they're not your type, whatever the case is. And now, you know, they're starting to become like
creepy or stalkerish?
Stalkerish. And at that point you could ghost them and not answer anymore, or you could just block them. And I guess that would be a form of ghosting without having to say, I'm going to do something. I'm just going to do it because you don't happen to leave me alone. But when it comes to like, yeah, I like to do it, but I wasn't feeling him anymore, so I'm just going to ghost him.
Yeah.
Like, no, just be like, hey, listen, I think it's just not my time, or you're not my type. I believe I want something different, and just let them know. I believe it's just timing matters, or being respectful for other people's time.
A good, decent person, basically. Okay. What I would say in regards to that, let me just get rid of the timer there and put it on. So what I would say in regards to that, of course, there's always exceptions, right? As you mentioned. But when it comes to ghosting, you know what the thing is? A lot of people today are very scared of confrontation and conflict.
I totally agree with you.
I have a feeling this is going to be another episode and another podcast. People are very scared of conflict and confrontation. So now, obviously, if someone has a gun and a knife, I definitely understand why, obviously. But most conflict and confrontation, there's no weapons or even physical violence.
It doesn't even lead it up to that. It's just like a
verbal thing.
Back and forth. Yeah.
So people are scared of that. So to get away from feeling those uncomfortable feelings, you ghost someone, right? But as you mentioned, be a respectful, decent person. And listen, the least you can do is write in a text. Say, listen, I really appreciate you taking me out. I enjoyed our time going out the other night, going drinking or doing this or that, but I'm not feeling it. I don't feel the attraction. I think you're a great person, but I don't think this is going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, just be honest.
Just be honest. Now, some people will take that to the extreme and they'll be like, what, why? And you can continue a bit more, but then maybe after that, if it gets too much, then of course, as you mentioned,
you
block them.
I block you, and I'm not even ghosting you at that point because I already explained myself.
I already told you what happened, but I just think people just ghost because of that reason.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, having confrontation and conflict is a good thing because, well, if you solve it well, right?
Yeah.
But you get to know yourself better.
Yeah.
You get to know the other party better, and it also humbles you.
Yeah.
It also humbles you. And you have to realize, oh, I'm human and I make mistakes. Yes. Let me not forget that.
Like you say, you get to know yourself so much better. Confrontation is so important, as long as it's done the right way.
Correct, of course.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Okay, next one. Do cultural and religious values still hold weight in dating today? Are people willing to compromise on values, or do beliefs still play a big role in compatibility?
They do. It depends on the family that you grew up, the religion you grew up, how traditional that you grow up, or were you more, I guess, not religious?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of families like to keep the traditions that they had in their countries or in the same country they're living in and pass it on. And that just creates some type of like peer pressure towards you as, let's say, their son or daughter, to try to uphold that, right? And if that's actually something you believe in or something you want to continue to follow, then yeah, you would want to find someone that's compatible. I think it plays a role. Like if you're a certain religion, you're going to try to want to find someone from that certain religion. Therefore, you guys don't bump heads as much because we tend to agree at least on the major, most important points. So I would say that's why traditions and religion would play some type of compatibility on relationships nowadays.
Okay. I want to read the question. Do cultural religious values still hold weight in today? Are people willing to compromise on values, or do beliefs still play a big role in compatibility? I think it depends who you are. And as we said in a previous conversation, how religious or close to your traditions are you as a person? I also think it depends what kind of religion you're in or what are your beliefs, right? But putting that aside, I'm in the camp that I think if you're of a certain religion, then you should marry someone in your religion. It just makes life a lot easier. You understand each other a lot better. I think even 𝗵𝘳𝘳𝘀𝘐, he said something. He said the chances of divorce drop dramatically if the two people think the same way politically, if they have the same financial mindset or finance goals, or they think alike when it comes to money, and when it comes to beliefs, and when it comes to religion, it drops dramatically. Right?
Those are major things in life.
100%. And my father would say, he says, listen, the only way that two people who come from different different religions, let's say, are really going to make it work is either both of them are going to drop both religions and you're going to practice nothing, or or you compromise. One is going to compromise more than the other. So let's follow only you, forget about mine.
Yeah.
Or number three, you don't come together at all. Because I've also seen stories, I've heard people too, where two people from two different backgrounds or religion or cultures would come together, right? And maybe they weren't so, strict on the traditions or the religion. 5-10 years later, there's a spark in them and they're like, hey, I want to go back to that. But the other person has something else that's completely the opposite. So what do you do then? So instead of going through that or running the chance of that happening in the future, just from the beginning, find out what are your beliefs, either politically or religious-wise, and let's see if we can make it happen. If not, just stick to your own. And that's simple, I think.
I agree.
Okay. How many more questions you want to do?
Maybe like...
You want to do a couple more?
Like 2, 3.
2, 3 more? Okay, ready? All right, we'll do 2, 3 more. Should women make the first move more often?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't even start the timer. Okay, now I started it. There you go.
Yes, definitely. If you're interested in somebody, regardless if you're the man or the woman, I believe why not initiate conversation?
But this is women.
All right. Women. They should. I believe nowadays in today's society, this is maybe things I've been able to see or social media, but sometimes guys, do the approach and it's not just a no, right? Because we used to say the expression, what's the worst that can happen to you?
A no.
A no, right? And then you move on. But now it's, ew, or you're disgusting, you're a creep. Like you ruin someone's confidence with that ultimately, right? And you're like, well, what could get worse than no, right? And then there's a lot of things that could be worse than no, right? So maybe I'm just basing myself off that. But should guys continue to do the first move? Yes. But if you're interested in a guy as a woman and you see that he hasn't done the first move, just starting up a conversation could definitely help his confidence and boost him to, make more moves. So I think it would help.
I'm gonna have a very quick answer. Should women make the move more often? I don't really care, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. I think yes, for certain personalities, for certain men, certain personalities, again, certain ones, it would help them if the woman did start off the conversation. You and I have heard stories where people get married, and it was the woman who actually initiated.
Yeah.
Right.
She wanted it.
Like she wanted, so she started the conversation, or she went out for him. Right.
There's nothing bad.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's going to boil down to what's your culture. Because in certain cultures, that would never happen. Yeah. Never happen. Other cultures, women are a lot more forward. Right, like Brazilians or Colombians, right? They're a lot more forward.
An experience. Okay.
I was just having a cup of coffee. They're like, "You're handsome, come with me." Wow. Okay. You want to buy me another coffee first? But again, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. I don't think so. I don't think it matters. Right. I think it's just nice if women could initiate, but also men. And I think men and women should both get more confident in approaching people.
Yeah. If you're interested, approach. That's it.
If you're interested, you approach. That's it. Okay. Ready? Right. Next one. 2 more questions. Are men unfairly judged for their income or career status? Wow. Quick. You have experience in this? I don't.
Yes, I'm a broke.
He's a 𝗵𝘂𝗲𝗀. Are men unfairly judged for their income or career status?
Yes and no. Yes, because if you're a new guy that has just came into the world of working and you haven't had any like type of nepotism or any type of handout, then if you're dating and women are judging you based on something that you haven't built yet, but you're trying to, then yeah, it's kind of unfair. But I don't know, if you're like a 35, 40-year-old man and you're dating and you don't have something, right? And maybe this is me being much more harder and stronger on men. Then are you, unfairly judged, you said? Right?
Yeah.
I think it's a fair judgment. Then you would just have to settle with someone who, if you don't have anything under your name because it's something you haven't desired or something you haven't wanted, and you're bumping into a lot of women that are judging you or don't want you because of something you haven't been able to build, regardless of the amount of years that you've lived here, and you've been able to try to build something, but you decided not to, or you haven't built good habits, then yeah, I believe it's a fair judgment. Thank you.
No, it's a problem, sir. Wow. Okay, right. Are men unfairly judged for their income or career status? Is there a double standard where men's attractiveness or value in dating is tied too closely to his financial success? I just wanted to read that.
Oh, you didn't read that part, though.
Oh, I didn't?
But anyways, just a short answer.
Go.
In my opinion, women want to look for a superior. Meaning...
This is his opinion.
Want to look for a superior in life, right? Okay. They want someone who makes more money, someone who's taller than them, someone who's stronger than them, someone who has more competence than them, all that, right? So yeah, your financial situation is going to be tied to your looks, or to
your, it says income or career,
to your income and career, right? So it's normal for a woman to want to seek for that, and for it to be tied to that. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Interview's over. That's okay. All right. So I think
you agree with me.
I do agree with you up to a certain point. I would say this. I think it depends who you're going out with. Because I've met tons of women. It's not that, you know, the thing is, it's not that they care what your career is, or they care so much what you, now, of course, there are women who do care about that. You're only a porter, and you're right? What? You're only a pediatric doctor? Why aren't you a surgeon? Now, of course, there are, you know, men and women that aren't like that, right? But I'm saying there are also a lot of women out there who actually don't care about that stuff. But what they do want to see is that you're really trying and you have ambition.
Yes,
right? Ambition. Right. But now the thing is this, though. You might say, okay, but if you have ambition, you wouldn't be a porter at 40, right?
Yes.
You would have grown, or you would have gone up the ladder.
Especially if you're born and raised in America.
There's opportunities. right?
You're still a poor dad for you.
No, yes, but I was just giving an example. But yes, you're definitely right. But you know, the thing is that a lot of times you're right. When we look at a man, what's one of the first things we ask? What do you do for a living, and how much do you make?
Yeah,
because we're seeing what is your value in the marketplace, right? What's your value? Okay, so you're solving this problem. So clearly, by you solving this problem, you're only worth this amount.
Yes.
Right? And yes, maybe women subconsciously, I'm not saying all women, of course not, but maybe a lot of times subconsciously, they're like figuring out, is this someone I could be stable with and have a family with?
Yeah.
Right? Which is normal. There's nothing bad with that.
It's tied into our biological needs, into how we're made by God. Two of my men shake hands and we ask each other, what do you do for a living? How much money you make, or stuff like that, right? And two women shake hands and they talk about their family. They talk about how many kids you got. Two different types of conversations. So
continue.
It's normal for, like we talked about earlier in one of the questions, women want, or like you said, seek for some type of stability, some type of security.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're all, if they want to be mothers, they can also, and have children. They need that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, as a man, I think the question is a fair judgment.
Are they judged unfairly?
Yeah, it is a fair judgment in my eyes if you're being judged because you're not financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at a certain age.
And in this country.
And in this country, like no one's asking you to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because not everyone will be. But to be financially stable and, you know,
pay your bills and
be comfortable, that's enough.
I would say that I would also add as one last thought that yes, listen, there's a lot of things in this world that are not fair or that are not good. And that's just how society is, right? Either if we want it that way or not. So are men judged maybe unfairly on how much they make or their career? Possibly. Let's say yes, right? So if you're a man and you know that, unless you're going to go and change society's mind, which is very hard to do and it could take a long time, then if you know that's the case, then do something about it. Do something where maybe you go up the ladder in your company, or you get a different job that makes more money, or you get a better title. Do something. And again, I'm not saying you have to go to college. I mean, if you want, you have the opportunity and you can, and you like school, then go ahead, right? But then if you know that's the case, then do something to put yourself in a better position. And as you mentioned, obviously not all women are asking for men to be millionaires. Of course not, right? But they're going to put a quote unquote a number or a proposition or a value next to you. So you know that's what's happening. Put yourself in the better position.
Right. It's not the same thing you being in a position at 22 or 32. It's been 10 years.
Correct. That's also being realistic.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
Realistic. Now, I don't know what's the number that like separates, but that's maybe a topic for another day.
I think the lesson of this is don't be a porter at 40.
Yeah, I mean, a porter, don't be a cashier at 40.
Unless
I don't want to judge people, right?
No, of course.
But we're talking about you were born and raised in America. You've had the opportunity.
And you don't have any physical or mental disabilities.
Exactly. We're talking about just an average person that you have the physical capabilities, the mental capabilities.
And you have the opportunity.
You have the opportunities present, but you haven't been able to manage your money. You've only been spending your money. And you just made bad decisions with all the bad habits you've had.
Yeah.
You haven't changed your life, then yeah, you are going to be judged fairly. But obviously, if you happen to have other stuff, then that's a different conversation.
All right. Last question. You ready? I would say, so the last question, is dating now more transactional than genuine? And the additional wording is, with modern attitudes toward casual dating, is there a shift towards dating being more about perks, status, or convenience than about forming meaningful connections? Is dating now more transactional than genuine?
Like, what are you going to provide for me?
Correct. Is it more like that? This is dating.
Potentially. Because we're on the date and we're in the era of social media. We know so much, and maybe we've gone on so many dates that we're asking questions that are, in a sense, seeking for a transaction, right? As a woman, you're gonna ask, "What do you do for work?" Like, in a sense, what do you have? This, and that. So you're, in a sense, you're looking for something, for a transaction that
like you get
that I want,
yeah,
that you could provide for me. And as a man, you might do it vice versa as well, like with other things. So I believe if you're a person that's like, unfortunately, have like been a failure at dating, not that you're a failure, but it hasn't been good for you dating, and maybe it's been a while. If you had failed relationships, you could tend to look something more transactional. That could become something genuine. And if you're new to the game, then you're seeking for something just genuine.
Interesting.
Thank you.
What is dating now more transactional than genuine? Right. Probably. I mean, I don't have any hardcore concrete data to prove if that's true or not, I'll be honest. Also, the only reason I think that in my mind, I might think yes, is because of what we see on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram.
And that plays a big influence on people.
100%, because we're seeing all these videos, all this content that are giving us this message, right? But is that what's really happening? Let's say maybe, right? But at the end of the day, I would also say it doesn't matter, because dating for most people eventually leads to a lifelong partnership or marriage, right? So and marriages are transactional. Now,
everything is transactional.
That's an argument. We could say that. But right now, I don't think you need to have the bad mindset like, if marriage is transactional, then dating is going to be transactional. So everything's a transaction. So there's no genuine connection. I mean,
you can't have that type of mentality.
Because then you're paranoid. Yeah, and then you're never going to get anything done.
It's the same argument. I don't know if you're there, but it's the same argument if love is unconditional or not. Well, love is conditional.
Yeah, if I'm a pedophile, are you going to continue to love me and be with me?
Right, or not even. Well, I understand what you're saying, but even then, like, love is conditional. Yes, I love you, but you have to keep providing for me and my family as a man, and I love you, but as a woman, you have to, take care of the children and, be a good wife to me and show me respect and whatever. It's transactional. You must do something for me to continue to love you. And I must do something for you to continue to love me. Friendships, relationships, everything is transactional. That's why it's love unconditional. Maybe for children. Maybe
it's possible, but like it doesn't matter. But as you said, let's go with your thinking that everything is transactional, but don't think about it that way.
Yeah, no, bad mentality.
Also, even back in the day, like I've heard this argument where people say, well, back in the day it wasn't as transactional. It was more genuine. Maybe.
Subjective.
We don't know that. I mean, yes, today's day we have more access to information, right? It's quicker to find out things about you than let's say 200, 300 years ago, right? Where you would meet one person and you would learn more about that person as time went by, because it's not like you could go into their banking account and check. Maybe they didn't even have a banking account, right?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't go into the medical records or other records, right?
It wasn't much to see. It was just them.
It was just them, and then eventually you would learn more. But I think that's a bad way of looking at things. And even that question, even if it's true or not, all these relationships are transactional. What's important is that you both agree what is it that you're going to provide, what I'm going to provide. Now, of course, as you mentioned, if either party stops providing what they said they would, then of course, as you said, then hey, you're not fulfilling your bargain. This is an effort. This is a team effort. This is a partnership. You bring something, I bring something, right? And no one's saying I'm worth more than you. No, just maybe in this particular aspect of our partnership, I'm doing most of it or all of it. So in this particular aspect, what I'm bringing is very important, is valued a lot. But because you're doing the other thing and I don't do much there or very little or 40%, let's say, if we could put a number, obviously your input is more valuable, right? What you're bringing is more valuable. Your transaction, what I'm getting from you is great. I need that, right? Because at the end of the day, if someone doesn't need anything from anybody, then you might as well be alone because you don't need anything because you can provide it for yourself. But we as humans, we're social creatures. We need each other. And if you need someone and I need you, you're going to provide something that I need and I'm going to do the same thing. And yes, whatever. I just think the word transaction is not the best word and it has a bad connotation. But don't think about it that way. And I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have that type of mindset. It is true, love is transactional and conditional.
Mm-hmm.
But you have that mindset, then you like kind of set yourself up for like failure or like something not genuine when it could still be genuine, right? We all must provide each other some type of value to uphold the relationship, and that's how it excels.